So my name is Stephanie Collins, and I am the Survivor Support and Victim Advocacy Coordinator for UWM students. So in my role as an advocate for students at UWM, I work with students who identify as survivors of domestic violence or sexual violence. I'm a confidential resource on campus, meaning that anything that students were to share with me would not be shared with anyone else on or off campus unless the student requested that I share that information. I'm able to provide emotional support individually and in group settings, as well as academic advocacy and medical and legal advocacy, which means that I can provide accompaniment to any medical or legal appointments related to these types of incidences. So confidentiality means that I am not required as a confidential resource. I am not required to report any disclosures of sexual violence or domestic violence, dating violence, anything like that to the university unless the student would like that information to be shared. So anything that is shared with me, I'm not required to share that with anyone, with the exception of if a student is in immediate danger of harm to themselves or harm to others. And so the confidentiality protects the students that come in and meet with me. Okay, so when a student makes an appointment with me, right now we've been meeting virtually. So we have the option of meeting by phone or by using an online video platform to do our meeting. And basically, I'm here to support students in whatever way they would feel helpful. So typically in the first meeting, we kind of go over where they're at and what their needs are at that time. And then I provide resources, I provide emotional support, and then we can move forward with scheduling future times to meet. Or if they just want some basic information and they want to get back to me later, that's fine. It's really up to the student, and I'm here to support them in whatever way is most beneficial to them. So the resources on campus for students experiencing domestic violence, there are confidential resources on campus like myself. There's university counseling services, and those are also considered confidential resources. There is also the Dean of Students Office is a resource for students, as well as the Title IX office on campus. Those two departments are not confidential, so a report would be filed with the university if a student were to utilize those resources. And then there are other centers on campus as well, like the Women's Resource Center, the Multicultural Centers. Professors are resources also that students can reach out. They would just need to know that those resources may not be confidential resources. So there are a variety of resources available in the community as well. Sojourner Family Peace Center is the domestic violence shelter in the city of Milwaukee that most people are familiar with. They provide shelter, but they also have advocates and counselors on staff. They provide resources. They have other events that are available to clients that they serve, more of a holistic approach. We do have students in Waukesha, and there is the Women's Center in Waukesha is a domestic violence shelter resource center. And then we have at our Washington County campus, students there is, I believe it's called Friends Incorporated or Friends Inc. In Washington County, that is a domestic violence shelter and resource center.